Now, it's a pleasure to welcome to studio American actor and comedian Brett Gelman, best known for his role in the Netflix series Stranger Things and in the BBC comedy Fleabag. Brett, thank you so much for being here in studio.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah,
and
I can't believe I'm here.
What a time to be here. I think a lot of people would wonder why you would be here at this time. Day 55 in a war. How's it been? What have you seen? What have you felt?
Well, I came here with my partner, Ari Dayan, who is an Israeli American, and we have a real connection to Israel, and we felt like we had to come here and show support both to our family and friends, and then also go around and try to spread the word, because I'm sure you're aware that in the United States right now, it's a very, very misinformed thing that's going on. And so we wanted to come out here and visit a lot of different communities, individuals, to tell the truth, you know, the true story of Israel and the Israeli people, and all of the heartbreak that you're all feeling. And that, I mean, really, this is like a battle between good and evil. And
one of the reasons it's so strange, the response that we are seeing, as you say, in America, the misinformation, certainly on student campuses and certainly in the celebrity world, why it's so stark is because on the 7th of October, Hamas filmed what they did. There is graphic footage that, quite frankly, no human being should have to ever know or see, but it exists. And still, there are people questioning what actually took place.
Yeah, I'm so heartbroken for the Israeli people, but at the same time, I felt immediately when I landed here relaxed in a strange way.
Tell us why.
Because there's a clarity here that doesn't exist in the United States. You know the truth. And there has been this steady stream of propaganda and misinformation that has been slowly leaked into our college campuses, into our social justice groups, that has totally flipped this upside down, the reality of what's going on. And I feel such a clarity as, you know, we've been visiting hostage families, we've been visiting hospitals, we've been visiting farms, you know, just seeing what has happened here, how this has so deeply affected the Israeli people. And there is a major connection between Israel and the Western world. I mean, it's truly the guardian of the Western world. If things are not all right here, things are not right with us. And you're seeing that in these protests. It's just it's a completely chaotic, moronic thing. And so what we're trying to do is, you know, just talk to people. We've been filming people so we can try to flip this thing right side up.
And what kind of reaction are you specifically getting for doing exactly that? Filming, speaking to people, getting the truth out. What kind of response are you seeing?
From the Israeli people, I mean, yeah, I'm overwhelmed with their gratitude is overwhelming. It's amazing to me, you know. That's and it really that's very healing to me.
And the reaction from the American audience, the fans, so to speak. I see you laughing. I can only imagine.
It's very split. It's very split. But I'm getting a lot of hate. You know, nobody could ever accuse me of doing this for popularity in the United States.
Sure.
Absolutely not. So, but I don't care. I mean, what's the use of popularity? What's the use of a career if you don't have a soul, if you don't have integrity?
For sure. Talking about integrity, or perhaps the lack of integrity, when you have a supermodel, the likes of Gigi Hadid, making outrageous comments about what is happening here, and then choosing a little bit later on to perhaps apologize for it. What kind of impact does it have in the celebrity world, that American student world that you're talking about? So many followers believing her, and when the apology eventually comes, maybe it's a little bit too late. What kind of impact do you think it has?
I think the apology came way too late, and I don't think that it was a full apology. She's still accusing Israel of breaking international law, which is a lie. And I mean, Gigi Hadid has more followers. She has 80 million followers. That's way more than there are Jews in the world. So I think it's reprehensible. What can I say? I think that any apology now would be too late. The damage is done. You know, what we need to do is people need to start speaking out, and people need to be putting the real truth out there, because people don't know the history of this country. People don't know the situation. They've never been here. They've never talked to an Israeli. They've never talked to a Palestinian even, you know, to actually find out what is happening. And so really, even though I know the situation, you can't know it well enough. And so that's what why I'm here is to learn from all of you what you've been experiencing, not just now, but for all time, to really understand what is happening and to share that with the many ignorant, as people have been calling them, useful idiots.
I'll tell you another example that also just jumped out for me. Cynthia Nixon, the star of Sex and the City, is on a 2-day hunger strike right now. She is demanding a permanent ceasefire, a 2-day hunger strike. We won't unpack that in Hollywood, but she is vocal about what is happening in Gaza right now. And my question sincerely is, where were you when women were being raped, tortured, shot at on the 7th October? Where was your voice? Where was your moral clarity when that was happening? Why is it that there is silence out of people who are choosing to speak now? Surely they must know what unfolded. Children were butchered in front of their parents. Mothers are being held captive in Gaza. Their children are being sent home. They don't even know if their children are alive or not. Where are the celebrity voices when that happens in the world?
I don't know. It's really, I don't know if it's just blatant anti-Semitism, which I think in some cases it is. I don't know if, you know, I think that we have a lot of people have unconscious biases. Also, there's just been a steady stream of propaganda that has slowly framed Israel and the Jewish people as the oppressor, as a white supremacist. There was this sort of propaganda that was leaked in, I'm sure, by regimes like Iran and Qatar into our universities, into our social justice groups in the United States, that started to frame this and started to inject American politics into this situation, making Palestinians people of color and Israelis white. And that's absolutely not the case here. You know, Israel is surrounded by enemies, and so much of Israel are not white people, you know. It's and even if they were, it just it's a country that was built on refugees themselves, you know, trying to escape tyranny throughout the world on their indigenous land. And so all of this has been left out of this propaganda. It's just been this, and you only see like the news that I watched before this, the liberal media only posting bombing, never talking about why that response is happening. The fact that it is a defensive response to attacks that are happening.
So, Brett, what is the solution, so to speak, down the line? And I'm talking about it through your perspective because you've been here. What has stood out for you, the message that you would take back to the United States, not only to the Hollywood world, the celebrity world, so to speak, but to the general public? What has stood out for you, the message from the Israelis that you have met in the middle of a war?
I've been so moved by how the Israeli people have banded together in this with zero support. The way in which I went and visited brothers and sisters. The way in which brothers and sisters have almost been functioning as a government. You know, the way at Leket, you know, the way that they're giving farmers a workforce again, of volunteers. You know, it's things like this. You know, I went to the Nova Rehab Center in which they're taking care of the survivors. And giving them all types of different therapy in a positive space to hopefully heal from the horrible trauma that they went through. So I'm trying to take that. What is the answer? Is spreading that message of the goodness of the Israeli people, that you're about life. We're about life. Whereas Hamas, Islamic jihadism is purely about death. It's all about death. And we have to stop that. We have to stop that. We have to, you call somebody a terrorist in the United States, and people call you Islamophobic. That's insane. That's not only bad for Jews, that's bad for moderate Muslims. That's bad for the Palestinian people. So trying to make people realize you're not for humanity if you're marching for this cause. You're actually against the self-determination of all people.
And in the face of complete evil, you're saying it yourself, you're seeing a nation that is resilient and it is united. It's a long road ahead, but as you say, the truth will come out. And thank you so much for being here, Brett Gelman, American actor and comedian. And I hope that more people will come and visit and see firsthand and feel firsthand exactly what you have described. Thank you very much.
I hope so too. You have to feel it. You can only really feel it by being here.
So appreciate you being here, and so appreciate you being here on I-24 News. Thank you so much.